This is a 2022 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro in solar octane. I gotta say, I love the color. And if you look close, it sparkles just a little bit. Underneath the hood right here, it's twin turbo V6 putting out 437 horsepower. It's married to a hybrid motor. That's actually putting out 583 total foot-pound torque. The point I'm trying to make with that is I've been having a lot of fun driving it. It's very torquey, very responsive, especially when you click it over into the sport mode. Now, you do lose a little bit of fuel mileage when you do that, but you know, it's a lot of fun. And you can always put it back in eco or normal mode, which by the way, I've been getting right around, well, okay, I should say I've seen as high as 19.8 mpg. I've seen as low as like 9. And I was having a lot of fun when I was getting that 9. Good Lord, can I get some more wind, please? This did actually come with the Westcott Designs lift on it. It is a spacer style lift, so it's not your traditional lift kit. And you know, in the past, I haven't really been a fan of the spacer style lifts. It makes for a stiffer ride. Along with the Westcott Designs, we've got some 35-inch Nitto Recon grapplers under there. Those also came with the truck. Seems to be a good tire so far. I could stand to let some air out of those. They're at 40 PSI. But all in all, the ride quality is actually pretty impressive for a truck this size. I can smash it out here, and it's not a Raptor, okay? It's not a Raptor, it's not a TRX. It'll go most places, but it's comfortable. It gets relatively decent mileage, has plenty of power, plenty of articulation. Holy cripes. Can you see how windy it is? I'm just gonna blow my toupee off. One of the other cool things I really enjoy about this truck is its integrated light bar. It's just clean. You don't have anything whistling up on top of your window or riding on top of your hood. There's nothing hanging out anywhere. Fog lights are well integrated. And everybody knows you're not cool unless you got marker lights. Now, I am cool. If you look really closely, they say TRD on it. Yeah, it's a little much. One of the things I don't like is there's not a place to put a winch until you modify this, and there's no tow hooks anywhere in sight on this. That being said, there are some aftermarket products for that. This is their flagship off-road vehicle. I think some tow hooks should have been somewhere on it. Engineers are like, no, it's so capable, you will never get stuck. Just kidding. It needs tow hooks. I've seen a lot of people complaining about the storage issue under the seat. There is no storage under the seat because the batteries are kept under here. And so you can't just lift them up. There's like a service panel and that's about it. But my whole thing is like, you have this whole cab to fill full of your crap. And then you've got this whole truck bed to put more crap in. If you have more crap, if you have so much crap that you want it to go under the seat, I think you're looking at a different vehicle, or maybe you need a camper shell or something. I don't know. I do like this though. Check this out. That's nice. But then again, it's like there's not a. Luckily, I'm an extremely fit, very young man that can hop in the back of that, no problem. Any given day. Right now, I'll do it right now. See? Look at it. You've got some electricity right there. You've got some bed lights here, here, and here. I do like that it came with these. These are great to tie things down with. It goes all the way around. You can utilize that to keep things in place. All in all, I think the bed will do just fine. The side steps came with the truck. Whoever had it before me put those on. They're not exactly like for off-roading. I'll probably keep them for now. Maybe some sliders later on. We're gonna go inside the truck for a minute, okay? We're gonna go inside. One of the reasons why we ended up purchasing this truck is because we're looking at increasing our camper size, which meant that we needed a bigger truck to haul it. Now, the Gladiator tows 7,000 pounds, and it does a great job at it, but some of the campers that we're looking at are pushing the limits of that 7,000 pounds, so we need something a little bit bigger. We don't need like a 3500 heavy duty to tow a fifth wheel or anything like that, but we would like to increase the size of our camper, maybe look at a small tow behind toy hauler type deal, and to do that I needed something bigger. But I didn't want to lose capabilities on the trails. I knew that I was going to have a bigger truck, but just because you have a bigger truck doesn't mean that it should be completely crippled. It excels out here in the deserts. It climbs these hills actually amazingly well. I'm very impressed with it. The control layout I find extremely pleasing. I'm still learning all the buttons. There's a lot going on in this truck. Another thing that I immediately fell in love with was this giant home screen here. It has the Android stuff, it's got the Apple Play, it's got great navigation. I will say though, you do have to pay a subscription if you want Toyota's navigation. I say to hell with that. I'm going to use just my phone. I'll throw it right up on here on the screen and it works perfect. I like the visibility. It's not the best, but it's not awful. It's got the ability to lock the rear. You can't lock the front, but you can lock the rear. So I'll take that. The traction control system on this is extremely good. Huge selling point for me is this giant hole in the roof, which lets in a ton of light, makes it feel open. You can open it, and I can also slide down the whole back window. I'm gonna roll down the back window, all the way down. Look at that. Plenty of room for activities. So with the windows down, the top open, the back window down, it makes it feel almost like a Jeep. You can't take the doors off. I mean, you probably could. I wouldn't recommend it. Don't take the doors off. But even still, gives you that nice open air experience that you want on a trail. You want on a nice road trip on a hot summer day. You know what I'm talking about. But then when you want to hit the freeway and you don't want it to be loud and obnoxious and you just want it to be quiet sometimes because you're getting older and you enjoy peace and quiet and a soft chair with vents that tickle your funny parts when you turn it on. Heated seats, heated steering wheel. Oh man, all the creature comforts. The fit and finish is pretty good. I like this armrest right up here. It's nice and cozy. It's kind of like a faux leather, or maybe it's real leather. I don't know. It looks real. I don't know if it's real or not. The only thing on the interior that I'm really not a fan of is this shiny black piece around the shifter. This is a dust magnet. It's a fingerprint magnet. It's going to get scratched really easily. And I'm hoping that in the future there's some sort of third-party aftermarket cover that we can put on top of there, or maybe I can get a buddy of mine to 3D print something. I've got a sunglass holder up here along with some of your other controls. You've also got an interesting mirror here that is a digital mirror. I actually prefer just the regular old mirror. You can change it out. If you want the digital one, you just toggle it and it goes back to digital. It's a camera, uses the camera that's on the top by the bed, and it just kind of looks out behind you and you get a live feed of what's going on behind you. It's good resolution. It's not great resolution. I prefer the mirror. Speaking of cameras, this truck has cameras all the way around it, and when you're driving it, you get a really interesting view. It's almost like an overhead 360 view of you in real time in your surroundings. So I can see on either side of the truck, I can see in front of it, I can see behind it. I can even change what cameras I want to look at. And it's really, really nice to have on trails, especially because I can't exactly see over my nose. So I've got cameras up there and I can see the ground. I can see where objects are in relation to my wheel and where my wheel will be. So it gives you like a little, I'll show you. I'll show you. Now, if this was a regular Tundra, the non-TRD version, I believe it would tow quite a bit more actually. But because we have that long suspension, because we have the squishy shocks, it's not going to tow as much as some of the other trucks out there, but that's because it's set up for off-roading. And you're going to find that across the board with any off-road truck, that it's just not going to tow what the non-off-road offerings are going to do. That being said, I think this one tows 11,180 pounds. I read that somewhere. I'm extremely happy with this right now, and it's going to tow anything that I can afford to put behind it. Some things I don't like, it seems a little bit squeaky and creaky. Like there's something on both sides that when you go over certain types of bumps, it rattles or it squeaks. I know this is a known issue for the first gen because not the first gen. It's the first gen of the third gen. It's the first year of the third gen. That's what I'm trying to say. Anytime you have a new generation of truck or just a brand new vehicle, you always hear, avoid the first year because they're still working the kinks out. I think they did a pretty good job, aside from a few rattles here and there sometimes. So far, extremely happy. Let's go for a drive. Just kind of out today putting it through its paces. Taking some trails that I take in the Jeep regularly and seeing how this fares in comparison. This trail is a lot worse than it was just a few weeks ago. We've had a lot of rain. A lot of people come through here with side-by-sides, and it shows. I'm gonna go out, set up a camera so you can see this little lane of whoops I'm gonna go through. You can check out some of the articulation on this. Okay, now for this one I am gonna put it in 4 high because it's pretty steep, and it never looks as steep as it really is on video. But I can tell you that this is a pretty steep little hill right here, and it's knobby, and it's got a lot of loose gravel too. So I am showing that we are in 4 high. A lot of loose dirt here. Using the cameras to find my line. All I see is sky right now. Almost at 30 degrees, it looks like. Little slip. Traction control kicking in. No problem. This is what separates the boys from the men. Here we are. This is a very steep incline. Pretty long hill. I'll give you a fly around here in just a minute. Again, it always looks steeper in person. This is a very steep hill. I don't think I'm going to be able to stop midway to show you the incline. It's steep. Just trust me when I say it's steep. All right, let's hit the trail. Well, I think that went pretty dang good. As good as one could expect. My drone's out of batteries. This one's about to die. Looks like it's gonna rain. Windy as heck out there. I think I'm gonna go for a little bit of a drive. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like the episode, hit that like button. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And we'll see you on the trails.